Hey everyone, and welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to be looking at lists inside of HTML. Now, a list are basically a step of procedures to follow or a list of things that you might want to do. Now, in HTML, there are two types of lists. You have an unordered list and an ordered list. An unordered list would be something like a grocery shopping list, okay, where you have a bunch of different things, but they don't need to be done in any specific order. Whereas an ordered list is a list of things that you need to do in a specific order, such as a cooking recipe. Now, with an unordered list, these are basically laid out with dot points, and an ordered list is laid out with sequential numbers. So you've got number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. So let's start off with an unordered list, okay? And here in HTML, I've just set up two headers, a to-do list and a how to surf header, okay? So for the to-do list, we'll set up an unordered list, and for how to surf, we'll set up an ordered list, okay? So first of all, how do we do an unordered list? Well, to begin, we need to create the UL tag. So here I'm going to go UL, and also make sure to go ahead and make the end tag as well. And what I'm going to do is put these on two new lines. And the reason why is because within this tag, we are going to set up our list elements, okay, our list items. And we could do this all on one line, but for sake of looking at this and understanding it, doing each element on different lines is probably the easiest method to do so. Now, as you can see, when I went onto a new line, it automatically indented the cursor, okay? So the cursor automatically went forward 2 spaces, and this is known as indentation. Now, indentation is very important for us to make this as readable as possible. If every single tag was lined up along the left-hand side border, we would look at that and have no understanding of the hierarchy of certain things, the order. So indentation allows us to see which tags are sort of children of other lists, which tags are a part of another list. In our case, we are going to have list items which are basically a part of our unordered list. So how do we create an item for our list? Well, to do that, we need to create the li tag for list item. So here I'm going to go li, make sure to close that off as well right there. And inside of here is where we basically enter in what we want this list item to say. So here I'm going to go sleep like so. And now if I click run, you'll see that here we have a dot point and it says sleep. Okay, we can also then go ahead and add in multiple more elements. So here I'm going to add in another element called eat healthy. And we can then add in another list item as well. And let's just say this one here is going to be learn HTML. Okay, we can click run and there we go. We have all of our dot points here lined up. And as you can see, it is an unordered list because we don't have numbers here. They're in dot point form. So how do we do an ordered list now? Well, it's pretty much the exact same process, except we don't use the UL tag for the list. Instead, we use the OL tag for ordered list, okay? So let's go ahead and do that right now. So here I'm going to go OL for ordered list. We can then end that off as well right there. Go to a new line, and inside of here, we can then add our list elements just like before. So first of all, how to surf, go to the beach. For the first element, we can then go /li to end that tag off. Create our next tag, could be maybe spot a wave /li to end that off. And finally, we could have another list element that just says paddle. Then we can click run, and you'll see here that unlike our unordered list, the ordered list has numbers, okay? It goes 1, 2, 3, and any other element we'd be adding in would also have numbers going up from 1, okay? So an unordered list, something like a grocery shopping list or things to buy, any sort of order that isn't necessary. Whereas an ordered list is something that is good for if there is a specific process to follow, okay? And using these in your websites can be there for multiple different purposes, okay? For example, you could also have links. So you could have a to-do list here, but instead of that, you could maybe have resources and then link a number of different things. For a step-by-step process, you could maybe have different pages that refer to different steps of a process, and here you could have sort of like a main directory where you can navigate to each of those individual steps by clicking on these links right here. Just add in the A tag around the contents in here. Basically, you can mix and match these to do whatever you wish. So yeah, that is the concept of lists inside of HTML. In the next lesson, we are going to be looking at forms. So I'll see you all then in the next lesson.